49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
All right. What is up? It is so good to be with everybody. And first off, I got to start off with a huge apology. I scheduled this show for the wrong time. Wayne communicated clearly, but we do this a lot. He's East Coast, I'm West Coast, and so the timing is always a mess.
I still can't figure it out. It's just 3 hours. Just subtract 3, Wayne. It's so easy.
It's on me, man, but that's okay. We're going to get better at that. So I apologize if we're going earlier than what other people were expecting with the scheduled treat, but I can promise you this: you're going to be happier with us today because we're taking a break from what we've been doing, where we've been going back and kind of fighting back and forth with the rosters, which I won. But
he won. I concede.
We are going to be going through offensive position battles. Wayne, we're 2 weeks away. It's not far.
Bro. It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks to this 49er training camp. The pads come on, bro. It's crack-a-lacking.
I'm so pumped, man. So what we're going to be doing today, offensive position battles. We're going to be going through not necessarily just for starters. We're going to do a little bit on each position group. And when we walk away with this, hopefully everybody's going to completely understand who we think is going to win these battles. And it's not just starters. We're talking tight end 3. We're talking all those things. So we're sticking with who is going to be winning all of these camp battles, who to look for. And we're going to be wrong on a few. That's okay. That's what I do all the time. But I think what it's going to do is help us understand what to look for and what to expect with camp, which, man, we only got 2 episodes. We got today, and then we got next Tuesday. And the next time we talk, we're going to have some 49ers stuff to break down real time. God, I'm so excited about this.
Me too.
All right. So, Wayne, let's do this. Let's start. I want you to pick a position.
All right.
Let's do this. You pick your position first, and then we'll dive in.
Oh, you know what we should have did? I wasn't thinking, but we'll do this for now, and then I'm going to get to spin the wheel up. So I'm going to pick the position, and we're going to let the wheel dictate, the positions. All right. So let's go. Let them pick the position out there. How about that? First person that puts it in the chat, they can pick the position.
Offense only this episode. Next week, we're going to do defensive battles. I've got a lot of notes up, which, man, I love this idea. This was all Wade's idea, which I love.
This is our idea, bro. All right.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. We got Rick Torres. He's coming in swinging hot, which, let's be real.
Quarterback.
Okay, offensive guard, not the sexiest position.
Nope.
But it's important, man. And it's been neglected. Let's be very, very honest. It's been neglected by the 49ers through drafts, which they haven't touched until they got Aaron Banks. But lately, they've stockpiled a bunch of guys there. A lot of guys there. And I think we can walk out of this knowing one thing. Aaron Banks is going to be starting at left guard. I don't want to spend much time at that. So let's go Aaron Banks, and let's start there. Let's move past him. And Brunskill. Now, here's the issue, Coach Cruz. Shout out to my man Anthony here. If Brunskill starts at right guard, that means Brindle's at center. So there's a couple different multiple parallel universes we can go down.
This is dope. I like that.
I think this could be good. So
Marvel.
Yeah, there we go. Doctor Strange. That's going to be that's what we're doing here. If Brunskill and Banks are starting at guard, which I assume that's probably going to be the case.
That's what I'm assuming.
You're assuming that as well?
Yeah, that's who's on my list. Those are my guards.
So if that's the case, who the hell? Let's just assume, because we're going to do this a couple ways. Let's assume it's Banks, Brindle, Brunskill. Oh, look at that. All B's. Look at that. The 3 B's in the middle. Banks, Brunskill, and Brindle. Who the hell is the backup? Who?
So
because
this so this is important because all right, and let's do it. So I broke it down position by position, right? So if we're gonna start with the tackles or the guards, if we want to start with the guards, Colton McKivitz is a possibility. All right, you got Keaton Sutherland is a possibility. You talk about guards, right?
Yeah, guards, and that's the thing because you the versatility and plays multiple positions. We
I
can play him
know.
at center and all those stupid words we always hear.
I know. I
Because
know.
these guys have to be. Because here's what happens: you got your 5 starting offensive linemen. They like to keep 1 swing tackle, and then they like to keep 1 interior or 2 interior guys that can kind of do both. That's usually the way it goes. So 8 is usually what's kept on this roster, right? So that means there's 2 interior guys that we're going to keep outside of the 3 Bs, which we talked about. Who those 2 guys are, man, there's like 10 people fighting for this job.
So we got to pick how many more people plus the 5? 3?
2 interior guys, right? So you got your 5 starters,
and then 1
2
swing
interior,
tackle,
1
right?
swing tackle.
I got you, brother. I'm with you. I'm with you, fam. All right. This is tougher than I thought. All right. So here we go. The 49ers have so many interchangeable pieces, though. Like, guys can play tackle, guys can play guard. People are saying Jalen Moore, he could play guard. They drafted him as a guard and they made him a tackle. So it's going to be, and this is what I think is going to be McKivitz for sure. But McKivitz played tackle. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's they're not making it easy on us, and that's the whole thing.
But John, I like those 2 names.
Ooh.
I think those are the 2 names. Why?
Those are the 2 names?
Those are the 2 names. And then we get to pick a swing tackle. What about all those rookies?
If we do that, that means Nick Zakiel
and
Spencer Burford,
they're gone. Or at least onto the practice squad.
That's a 4th round pick you're cutting.
You can't cut a 4th round pick. All right. So let's go back to the tackles. All right, so
he went to greener pastures.
Let's see if Jalen Moore, Justin School.
Now you got
Colton
1 spot left.
Hold on, Colton McKivitz, right? What if they're in the race for the swing tackle?
Right. You could double up there, right?
Right.
If you keep McKivitz and Moore, who both have played tackle, but School was getting the first team reps.
I hate the offensive line.
I do too, man. And even if we go that way, okay, so let's say we do that. That means Keaton Sutherland, he's gone. He's your backup center. He's Forrester's boy, right? The O-line coach. Brought him over from Miami, just like Jake Brindle. That means Donovan West isn't there. I mean, you're cutting out, and you have to. You got to cut, right? Cut. Like,
or do they go at 9 linemen because they're afraid to lose?
If you do that, you got to lose other spots. We're already talking about keeping an extra D lineman. And so if we're keeping an extra D lineman and an extra O lineman, that means you're keeping 1 less wide receiver, which I think is going to be the case, 5 instead of 6. That means you're going to be cutting 1 more running back. You're only going to go with 3 running backs and a fullback.
They can go with 3 safeties and cut one of the safeties, right? Because you had us taking 4.
That is happening. Yeah, they're only keeping 3 safeties. Tarvarius Moore right now is on the outs. I'm telling you, I hate it.
Snap.
I hate it. Can't cut. What's his name? Odom. His pay.
Right,
his
guys,
pay is.
We got to pick 8 offensive linemen. That's the number. We got 5. Right? We need 3 more.
Oh, man.
John said we keep 2 interiors, 1 exterior. The thing that makes this hard is that they all play the offensive line. Like, they all play all over the offensive line. That's what makes it more difficult. I think let's just pick. So if that's the case, John, we got to pick 3 guys. Are you cool with McKivitz and Jalen Moore? If so, we got to pick
cool
one
with
more
Jalen
guy.
Moore. I'm cool with Jalen Moore.
Ooh, you're not cool with McKivitz.
Which is crazy because he beat out Jalen Moore last year.
Bro. Spencer Burford is making this team.
I don't care what anybody says. Burford's in.
That's your guard.
He's in.
That's your guard. He's making this team.
You don't cut 4th round picks.
No. So it's going to come down to those out of those
3
swing tackle guard combination peoples. It's going to come down to that.
So again, that means Zakiel's gone.
Zakiel's gone.
Okay, listen to these guys that you're cutting. Okay,
go ahead.
Alfredo Gutierrez, he gets a roster exemption. You're cutting Sam Schluter. You're cutting Justin School.
Yep.
You're cutting Nick Zakiel.
Yep.
That hurts. All those hurt. You're cutting Jason Poe. You're cutting Keaton Sutherland. You're cutting Donovan West. That's a lot of guys, man. It's like a Grim Reaper episode.
Yeah, but it is what it is because they got to get down to 53 men and quick.
Yeah. And Coach Cruz, he says hard to keep less than 8. Yeah, you're keeping 8.
You're keeping
And
8.
again, you're keeping 8. Now the good news is you get a call up 2 a week, right?
Correct.
And so one of those has to be an old lineman, but still,
lineman.
man,
that's that
anybody
55.
you cut, you have to be willing to lose. You have
right.
to.
And
Makes a kill, man. How the hell are they going to cut him?
He's the smartest guy in the camp.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's hard because you said if they cut Justin to School, who's already taking the first team reps, how does School get cut?
Yeah. And then, I mean, Nick Sakiel, right? He's 6th-round pick. 6th-round picks can get cut, but he was an early 6th-round pick. He was 187. You remember? Like,
yes.
The other 6th-rounders were 220 and 221, I believe.
Correct.
Like, this dude went early. 40 spots early. So he was their closest thing to a gold helmet guy, all those things. So, all right, let's put our feet to the fire. We got to move on. We could spend all day on this. Pick your 3 guys that you are keeping. Pick your 3. I'm picking my 3.
All right. So my 3 would be, oh my God, this is tough.
You want me to go first? I'm keeping both rookies.
You keeping Burford and Zakiel.
I'm keeping Burford, I'm keeping Zakiel, and I'm keeping Jalen Moore. That's my 3 out of the 5. That's my 3 I'm keeping.
I'm keeping Jalen Moore. I'm keeping Burford.
We both agree on those 2 being.
And I would keep. Oh, I'm gonna agree with you.
Oh, look at that.
But let me explain my why though, because I know people are gonna like what? Because those guys, those veterans, McKibbett's a vet. Like those guys are vets now. Them guys are gonna clear waivers and be right on the practice squad. They'll still be eligible. That's a win-win for the 49ers.
Well, that's best case, right? Now,
right. I mean, there's always worst case, somebody picks them up and signs them or whatever. But I said they'll clear the waivers, which means I think the 49ers will get the first crack. Nobody's picking up McKivitz. They ain't seen much from him.
Cleared twice. He got cut in 2021 and 2022. What I'm
saying? This is how the 49ers operate, bro.
Yeah.
Like they kind of
Dante Johnson plan.
I don't think you keep 9 though. I think 8 is the number. I think I'm with you on that.
Yeah, if you keep 9, you can only keep 5 wide receivers. Yeah, but Cruz,
6.
That's the thing. That extra spot, okay, you are correct. But every single time we pull an extra spot, they usually keep 8 linemen. You got to pull it from somewhere, right? But where everybody's already saying they're keeping an extra D lineman. Nick Bosa literally said that at the press conference, like, oh, we got to keep an extra D lineman, at least 1. So I have 5 wide receivers. Therefore, that extra spot goes to the D line. So if we're keeping 9 O linemen, I think you got to get rid of a running back. And I don't want to do that.
We're not getting rid of a running back.
We've seen running back injuries more than any other position.
The crazy thing is 5 the number that for you for running backs?
Mine's 4 and 1. Yeah. So if you're counting
4 and 1. So I'm 5 and 1. Right?
Oh, so you're doing an extra.
Right. So I'm doing.
You're doing 6 running backs.
Well, yeah, because of juice, right? I think I'm doing 6. I'm doing TDP. Let's go to the running back spot next then.
Okay, yeah, good call. Okay. Last year, they kept 5, 4 and
juice.
1.
Oh, they kept 4 and 1.
4 plus 1.
Oh, then it's the
Last
same.
year was Mostert, Sermon, Mitchell, Hasty, Juszczyk.
Then it's the same. I'm sorry. It's 4 and 1. Yeah.
4 and 1. So, all right, we all know Elijah Mitchell's in.
Mitchell.
TDP, he's in.
Trey Sermon is in. I don't care what people say.
Which, time out real quick, because I think I want to talk about, again, this is training camp battles, not so much roster stuff. I want to know your thoughts on running back 2, because I think clearly they drafted TDP to be the 2.
Yes. I think Trey Sermon is having a great ass offseason, and he's going to be the running back 2. I think Trey Sermon is going to be running back 2. That I'm saying it right now. I think TDP is brought in to sustain the running backs, the inquiry of the running backs, to sustain that, to sustain drives, to give the team more depth, and then he will develop into what we want him to be at some point. Will he come in there and make some big plays? Yep. But he's going to be in there to really help the running backs stay healthy throughout the rest of the season. So
it's the 49ers way.
It's that. Mhm.
It doesn't matter what they say and how, oh, he's ready right now and we want him to 1-2 punch and all that stuff. Doesn't matter. The entire plan for every single rookie has been slowly bring them into the fold.
That's it. It doesn't matter what rookie you are. Doesn't matter what position.
Unless injuries.
Unless
and
injuries.
That's how we got Mitchell. That's how we got Mitchell.
Unless injuries, right? Because if Mostert wasn't injured, Mitchell would have he would have had a good battle between him and Sermon, which he outbeat Sermon, clearly.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, okay, and this is the hard one. I've got a lot of flack for this because I have stated several times that I think Elijah Mitchell, I'm sorry, we'll back up. JaMychal Hasty, the coaching staff has more faith in him than Jeff Wilson. But, okay, here's where I am, here's where I'm wrong. Wilson was getting all the first team reps through camp.
Correct.
Wilson was. And he was the press conference guy for the position.
And
that carries weight.
Can I explain the 49er way a little bit more, Dev?
Let's do this.
Could they possibly be highlighting him to trade him?
They've made some good trades. You remember the Breida? That's how we got.
You already know where I'm going with this, bro. And they do it for linebackers and running backs. You ever notice that? Yeah. Linebackers and running backs. So if you see Mitchell get an abundance of showcasing, which is good for him, right? Because now he's not in a log jam of running back rooms. And I think Mitchell just needs the touches, bro. Not Mitchell, Wilson.
All right. I got to do some research here, okay? Because here's the deal. If he gets traded, and that's a big if, Jeff Wilson, you're going to trade him to one of the Shanahan off sprouts.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Yep. Jets, Dolphins.
Okay.
2 teams.
If that's the case, them 2 teams, because I was thinking Jets or Dolphins too, okay? But they loaded up on running backs. Listen to the running backs that the Jets have. Breece Hall, who they drafted.
Yep.
Zonovan Knight, Ty Johnson, Michael Carter, they drafted big. LaMichael P. Ryan, Tevin Coleman. I mean, that's the running backs they have on their roster now. So you mean tell me they're going to trade and give up assets?
No,
it'd be like a 7th.
That wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't make sense from a Jets standpoint unless there's an injury. And the one thing about those teams, they do know if Jeff Wilson gets the ball, what he can do. So I would take Jeff Wilson Jr. over Tevin Coleman any day.
Oh, of course.
I would take him over P. Ryan any day. Like that, I would take Jeff Wilson over those 2. So if you want to get rid of those vets, cut them guys, bring in Jeff Wilson. Now you're talking. And then let those guys battle it out. Because I think Jeff Wilson is a running back 1.
And I think it would be, you remember I was doing a breakdown. Gosh, who was it on today? Oh, Charlie Warner. The way in which the 49ers got Charlie Warner was a freaking stroke of genius. We kind of forget. They packaged their 7th rounder and Marquise Goodwin, sent him to Philly and got back a 6th. So they jumped up 50 spots, like 240 to 190, I think it was off the top of my head. They jumped up 50 spots and got Charlie Warner. If this is a big if, they do trade Jeff Wilson, I think it'd be in a deal like that, right? Where they package Jeff Wilson in a 7th and get back a 6th. Now, let's look at Miami, okay? I just pulled up their depth chart at running back. Chase Edmonds, Lynn Bowden, who they traded for, Myles Gaskin, Zaquandre White, who they drafted out of Georgia, Raheem Mostert, Sony Michel, Salvin Ahmed, who they got from the 49ers, Patrick Laird, Jared Dokes. They got freaking 12 quarterbacks.
So all right, so he won't be traded to those 2 teams. But there are 30 other teams that he can possibly get traded to. Yeah. Subtract all the NFC West teams.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Raiders are always going after running backs. You going to trade to
teams are going to need running backs, and teams want Kyle Shanahan running backs.
They do.
So if Kyle if there's an offer, I'm not saying he's going to get traded. I'm saying if there's an offer on the table and a team needs a running back, I think he's the tradable piece. Why? Because he has that he has that running back niche that teams are going to want on their offense, which is like I said, it'll be best for him in the situation, unless he just wants to be here in a log jam.
Look at this. We got enemy infiltration taking place. Jetsgate. He says Jets running backs are better than the Niners. Yeah, you spent like back-to-back second-round picks on running backs, you goofball. And then he says we don't need a running back. Send Aziz. Hands off Aziz, first off, bro.
Yeah.
Hands off Aziz.
Yeah.
Plus,
Aziz
on
isn't
top of
going
that,
anywhere.
he's overcoming 2 injuries. So Aziz is a big question mark for me. We're going to spend a whole defensive episode. That's next week. But Aziz is one big question mark just because we don't know how serious the injuries were, the surgeries were. We don't know. We just don't know. It's a big question mark there. But appreciate you joining us, Jets gang. Just giving you a hard time. But no, you don't get Aziz. No Aziz for you.
When was the last time a running back got traded? Jeep Crackhawk. From the 49ers, it would be it would make Matt Breida.
Yeah, Matt Breida did. And man, I could not believe they got a 5th back from him. Like that was a big trade.
And then he turned into nothing.
Yeah, I think he's back with Buffalo now, maybe.
He's back with Buffalo.
Back with Buffalo. I love Breida, man. I love Breida, but I hope it works out. What's up, Uncle Salty? I see you, Phil. Appreciate y'all being there. Now, okay, back to the running back talk. You're keeping those 3. You're saying Jeff Wilson, we keep or trade. Well, let's work backwards again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume they keep 5, just like they did last year.
So Juice Check is 1.
Juice Check, Elijah Mitchell. That's 1, 2. Guaranteed. TDP guaranteed. 3.
Guaranteed draft pick.
Okay. That means here we
I'm
go.
Going Trey Sermon because he was a 3rd round draft pick. So you got to take Trey.
That means you got 1 spot.
Jeff Wilson. So that means Hasty is gone.
That means Hasty and I'm sorry, one person we're not mentioning.
Oh, Jordan
Mason.
That's your guy too.
I love Mason, man. I love
Jordan Mason. If he clears waivers, then God sent us a miracle.
Right? There's the best case and like what you hope for the best, right? All that play or whatever. I don't know the saying. I just butchered that. Plan for the worst, hope for the best, right?
Do you think, let me ask you this question. Do you think Jeff Wilson Jr. can clear waivers?
Yes.
All right. So then you take Jordan.
I think both will clear.
I don't think Jordan will.
You don't?
Not if what we've heard about him starts to be seen.
He got a flash, man. And that's the thing. People want young and up. That's why I think Jeff Wilson will clear. I know it's possible that a team could trade a back end pick for him just because they want a veteran presence, because he's awesome, amazing guy in the locker room. But again, like I think he'll clear. I think JaMychal Hasty will clear. I really, really do. I don't know, man. Everybody gets the running backs they love. I could be wrong. Salvon Ahmed, though, you look at him. We cut him, and he landed, and man, he's been pretty good.
He went to Miami, right?
Yeah, he's been pretty good. He's done really well.
Yeah.
Oh, so, Sermon won't make the 53. No way, says Steven. Man, that's a lot of money you lose. You cut him. That's a lot of money.
That was some money for that rookie contract. The 49ers would be stupid to cut him. They won't cut him, but I think he's gonna go out there and smack somebody in the mouth. I'm telling you right now.
I do too. Now, yeah, I think he's pretty cheap. I think they're keeping him. I really do.
What if Trey is all right? So what if in my opinion, Jeff Wilson Jr. and Trey Sermon are the same running back, right? And so you only need one. I want a Jeff Wilson Jr. on this roster, but when is he going to get the ball?
Yeah. Remember, in this, we haven't even brought this up. The last 5 games Jeff Wilson played in, 0 touches.
0 touches.
He was a healthy scratch from the NFC Championship game. Healthy scratch.
And you could have used his energy, if nothing else.
He was basically the second fullback because he was getting snaps. He was getting about 8 to 10 snaps a game, but he was blocking, which that's not a bad thing. I'm not trying to like throw shade, but man, I want to keep a running back that you don't have faith in giving the ball to. But he did have those 2 games where, this is a good point. From Slick 68, what's up? He says Mason isn't going to clear waivers. Put him on IR.
He's not going to clear waivers, man.
Shanahan has done this before where you say, oh, yeah, he's got a bad injury. We're just going to put him on IR, basically use it as a redshirt year. Mm-hmm. Now, in order to do that, you're not supposed to do that, but you basically have to have a conversation with the kid and say, look, we're going to take care of you, but your ankle hurts really bad right now.
Now, how many players can they do that with? Because I think Khalil Davis on the defensive side might get that.
So here's the issue, because if they don't make the initial 53, okay, so they don't count against the initial 53, you put them on IR, they're done for the year with you. They're done for the year with you. So if Shanahan wants to say, all right, we're just parking you on the bench till next year, buddy. That's what. So if he doesn't make the 53, you put him on IR because he's not injured. So Kalia Davis was injured before he was drafted. So different rules.
So that's PUP.
Again, would be the pup, but if you're injured before you're drafted, it's a non-football injury. So that he goes on the NFI list instead of the pup.
There it is. I knew it was another acronym. Yeah.
The rules are stupid. I hate how they do that. He got injured playing football, man. But
right.
if you're not
he didn't get injured playing NFL football. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's you just said it. I'm stealing what you just said. All right. So tell me your running back depth chart.
Okay. So it's 5
Week
running
1.
backs, right?
Yes, sir.
4 running backs and a fullback. Depth chart week 1. So it's going to be probably 2 running backs and a fullback, right? Says 3.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going with Mitchell, Sermon, and Juice.
Okay. Yeah. I agree.
I know you want to go TDP, but I think they not week 1. That unless something happens in camp and there's some type of injury, then it changes the depth. But
I'm putting Mason in my 5. I don't care. It's my rules.
No, that you're supposed to. So you got Mason in your 5, but he won't dress week 1.
Correct.
Unless he's a killer on special teams.
Which he could be.
Which means you're not going to dress somebody else. See, so the question is, what can Trey Sermon do on special teams? Because one of these running backs got to play special teams.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You play it all. You're going to play all over the place.
And there's Jeep Crack Hawk's comment right there. Whoever plays special teams makes the roster. Right.
There you go.
There it is.
All right. So let's move on. Next position. This one's going to hurt some feelings. Tight end number 3. I think tight end 1 and 2 are locked.
It's Warner. It's Warner and Kittle, right? You're 1 and 2.
Man, I filmed this morning the roster breakdown for Warner. Did you know he has the 8th best PFF grade for all tight ends blocking, even higher than George Kittle?
I didn't know that, but the fact that you know that, I now know that, and I'm like, yeah, man, this kid's a lock.
Yeah, they gave him the star treatment in camp. He was healthy, and they just said,
take a break.
Don't worry about it. That tight end 3 battle is a mess, man.
So tight end 3 is going to be Dwelly, Croft, and all the other motherfuckers they brought in here.
There's a bunch. Tanner Hudson, Troy Fumagalli. That's a battle, man. That's 3 vets. 3 vets.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Ross Dwelly's stock dropped.
Plummeted. I was shocked they brought him back.
But was that by design? See, I got issues with the 49ers. I think they do things by design because of this. Because when you do that,
making money anyway.
But the thing is, if he would have had another season where he was out catching more touchdown passes than George Kittle, his name, I don't care if he didn't have a bunch of yards. If he had more TDs than Kittle, his name would have started lighting up. He was a free agent. He could have cost money. And next thing you know, the 49ers might have had to pay him. They're only going to pay 1 tight end. They need a complimentary guy. And I don't even think Warner's the complimentary guy. I just think he's the best blocking guy for run game. And he can catch a pass here or there. I think Ross Dwelly, in my opinion, is way better pass catcher than Charlie Warner.
Oh, yes. Yes, completely. Not disagreeing with that. I mean, I think Warner's had 8 catches in 2 years. But another thing, too, that I found, when he's on the field, it's a run play.
So he gives it away. Ah, damn. Well, he had 1 catch last year, and it was a dope catch because he twisted and turned and caught it. But maybe
he was a beast in high school. Yeah, he went to a small school, and the dude had 17 touchdowns 1 year, and was the defensive player of the state. He's just a freak, man.
They have to use him.
Yeah.
They gotta utilize him.
So I'm going pretty hard here. I think Tyler Croft was a big signing, was a big one. And Jordan Matthews, we haven't even talked about. Uncle Salty.
Another tight end.
Jordan Matthews blackmail only works after he cuts and resigns.
He should just retire and be a coach. Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, we both agree on that one. I'm all in on Tyler Croft. I don't think Dwelly makes it. I really, really don't.
I'm gonna go with Tanner Hudson, yo.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with a guy that they had on this roster early before like offseason even kicked off. They were like, yo, boom. Now they did bring in some other guys, Fumagalli, Croft, Jordan Matthews, because maybe they felt Tanner wasn't the guy. But I'm with Uncle Salty here, man. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Tanner.
There you go.
Just because his last name is Tanner.
Oh, there you go.
My first name is Tanner. Sorry.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yeah.
All right. This is I want to change it up a little bit here, Wayne. I want to talk about the wide receiver 3.
That's gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough.
Because when the draft happened, and I think a lot of people was, it's Gray, Danny Gray, traded Gray. That's what's gonna be.
You thought Gray was gonna be number 3? See, I didn't think Gray was gonna be number 3 only because he was a rookie, and he doesn't have to be number 3. He'll be slowly utilized, like eased in.
Yeah, Juwan Jennings, I think he put the lock on that.
So you think Juwan is number 3 over Ray McCloud?
Yes.
I don't know, man. This is
tough. Yes, I do. Yes,
By the way, I love Juwan Jennings, and he deserves to be. He's a true. I hate to say this, but he's a true. I'm not gonna say he's a true number 3. That's messed up. He's a true possession wide receiver.
Yeah. Now I got some comments on the channel because I was doing a breakdown talking about how, Juwan Jennings isn't a big yak guy, yards after the catch, but apparently in college he was.
Different speed though in college.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, he played in the SEC, but yeah, I
mean just as far as like when you're in college, you're always faster. Players aren't as big. They're not as fast, even though it's SEC, which is closest to NFL you can get in college. Shout out to the Big Ten, though, by the way. They're going to come up. But
it's different. They're going to be different.
The reason why I said that, bro, is because like Juwan Jennings doesn't have to be the yak guy if he's the possession guy. Hey, yo, Jennings. Yeah, coach. Go get me first down. Got you, coach. All right, cool, man. You can throw the ball on the ground. You can throw the ball high in the air.
Anywhere.
He's getting the first down. You feel me? Like, that's it. That's your safety blanket. It used to be tight ends. You don't need it when you got a Juwan Jennings.
Big-bodied, not fast, but again, runs good routes, good nuanced routes. His blocking's incredible. It's going to be there, man. It's going to be there. So, man, you think Ray is up there, though. You put him 3 or 4?
I think Ray's up there. Unless, man, he's been putting in the work, too.
Trade Ray.
Trade Ray. Listen, unless Ray is a specialty piece. Now, so Ray gets more clout because he's definitely going to be a special teams player. That's hands down, right? And so I think they utilize him. What is his speed though? Is he
he was a high 4.4 guy. At the combine, I think he ran a 4.5. And then at his pro day, he ran a 4.47 or something like that off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. Not a top end speed guy. He's an acceleration guy, right? Like he just gets there quick. He's quicker than fast, and he doesn't waste space, which is kind of very rare for like gadget guys, punt returners. He's not this. He's just gets there quick and doesn't care. Very kind of knock the crap out of me. I don't care. And that's where his fumbles come from because he doesn't. He just goes full speed straight ahead. Right. That's really all he does.
Correct. Which is good for us because
we need something different.
I can't. Oh my gosh. It's been so badly. It's been so bad over the past 5 years on punt returns and kickoff returns. Even with Brandon Ayuk back there, it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
And I love BA.
It was bad though. It was bad. And so
I know.
Just go get the guy that led the NFL in punt returns and just kill it.
Like just kill it. Like, and then they got a better special teams coach too, so
Big time. Big time.
Like,
Big time.
yeah.
I feel better. I feel better. That was hard. That was too hard.
The hardest part was the offensive line because you said we could only take 8, and I'm like, wait, 5 start. What do you mean 8? And I had to think. We got other positions we got to address.
I'm curious to see how it's going to go. I really am, man. This is going to be, man, like we said when we started, 2 weeks away, man.
2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks.
I love it. So, a couple things before we jump out of here. One, we're giving away a lot of stuff. We got an autographed Brandon Ayuk jersey. If you haven't already seen that, if you're a subscriber to Patreon, you're automatically entered in. If you have not, head over to Twitter at JL_Chapman. It's my pinned tweet. Just retweet that bad boy. Compliments of an anonymous Patreon member, just trying to build the community. It's going through me, but I didn't do it, so I can't take credit for that. We are also giving away 2 shirts next week for all the #CC people. Love you guys, Countdown Crew. You guys are the best. And any new subscriber in the past 40 days, giving away 2 shirts. So that is there.
Ooh.
Wayne, when's your next show, buddy? What's next on the agenda?
All right, so I more than likely 9 times out of 10 will be on Nothing But Niners tonight if they have their show. I don't know the time, but it'll probably be 9 p.m. Eastern, something around that. And then Thursday we'll be back on the Wayne Breezy show, and then Monday will be Nitty Gritty Niners Talk. We'll be back because it'll be that week, 2 weeks before camp. Yo, this is exciting.
I love all the content you put out, man. It's incredible.
I appreciate it, man. I learned from some of the best. You being one of them.
Rolling, man. I hit. I think this is episode 591. About to hit 600.
You almost at 600, bro. We gotta celebrate.
That's too much.
600. No, that's it, man.
Some people don't mind. But anyway, yeah, we're grinding. All right, Wayne. Anything before we jump out of here, man? Any final words?
No, man, I hope you guys had a safe and blessed 4th of July, man. And listen, the summer is just getting started. So please do me a favor. Go out there and enjoy every second of your summer. I don't care if you're working. I don't care if you're off. Just enjoy it. Spend some time with the family. Do whatever it is you got to do to keep this right, man. You know what I'm saying? I support that.
Man. Positive. Help somebody. Have fun. Help people. It's pretty simple. Other than that, that's going to do it for us. Until next time, stay strong, faithful.